Hey, what's going on, friends? My podcast every day is broken up into 2 parts on the free platform. The first part, Act 1, is right now. When it's all done, go right on over to Act 2 to get the second half of the podcast. Thank you so much for checking out my show. Hello, everybody. Welcome in to the Eric Zane Show podcast, the daily show where I discuss news and nonsense, my personal adventures. From right here at, boy, that's weird. In the Impact Power Sports studio. Impact Power Sports, you can find them online at impactpowersportsmi.com. Or if you want to visit them in person along 14 Mile Road in Rockford, you can do that. They sell ATVs, UTVs, motorcycles, not to mention Yamaha golf carts. List goes on and on over at Impact Power Sports. They are awesome. Visit them and say hello to the fine, happy people at Impact Power Sports. Okay. The final family member married off. Let's get right to it. What was an exceptional day on Friday as Madison and Ash got married. It was quite great. I will say this: the rehearsal was Thursday. That was the last time we spoke, because I took Friday off. But this was unbelievable. There was a person that was there at the venue. We go to this venue, and there's this lady who's in charge of the venue, and she says, and normally the owner is there, but she couldn't make it because she had a family thing to get to. So she goes, I'll be so-and-so, and I'll be filling in. And then it isn't long before that I'm overhearing conversations. Various people within our group is, hey, what's her deal? What's her deal? And they're talking about this lady. And she was, I don't know what it was, but she's just was like super abrasive and was getting on everybody's nerves, like all the wedding party. And then I find out after the fact that like she made Madison cry, which Jackie said in her speech, her maid of honor speech, that Madison's favorite thing in the world to do is cry. So there's that. But still, she made the bride cry because she was bitching about something. This chick who's like from the venue. And then people who normally or in our group who normally don't ever have a bad thing to say about anybody are even saying, what the fuck's wrong with that crazy bitch? Holy shit, we can't stand her. What's her deal? And so this is kind of like continued on into like the next day, like the actual wedding day, with this person just being an abrasive asshole. So I imagine that somebody will place a phone call. But so knowing that, I was like ready for her on Saturday, on Friday, on the wedding day. So I happened to, they have like a walk-in fridge, and we bring all of them, like we had all of the our alcohol and our hors d'oeuvres in there in the walk-in cooler. And I went in there just to see what it looked like, and then I walk out, and she's there, and she goes, hey, are the limes in there? And I go, like, what? And I go, I don't know. I don't work here. And that was like my one shot across the bow that, like, shut the fuck up. Pooh Bear, you pop your head in here, please. If you could think of one nasty word to describe that lady that nobody liked, can you say it good and loud right now?
Witch.
Did you say witch? She's a witch, she says. Everybody hated this crazy bitch. It's incredible. But all right. Yeah. And then at one point, Madison's bridesmaids, she kept like talking to Madison, and I guess that's a big no-no. You're just supposed to talk to the, what's it called? Mistress of Ceremonies? Mistress of Ceremonies. And she kept, you all right in there? She goes, that's a sneeze. So one time she kept like saying to Madison, like asking, quit it. She kept asking Madison questions about shit. And finally, and it's stressing her out. And finally, the maids, one of the wedding party, they go, look, okay, you're done asking Madison questions. Stay away from Madison. Don't ask Madison any more questions. You know, they like defend their own when it comes to like the bride, the wedding party, like all the bridesmaids. They like want to defend her like it's their queen. She's like in Game of Thrones, Khaleesi to them on that special day. So they say, "Get the fuck out of here, you crazy bitch!" So it was quite a thing with this lady. But so that there was that. What was I going to talk about? My brain, it's doing that thing again where it kind of goes in 10 different directions right now. Excuse me. But, all right, so Friday it was rehearsal day, and I've got things to do here to get ready. And I had to give the NFK a haircut and get him all organized. And then, you know, I got to be at the what do you call it? The venue at a certain time for the first look. And I got my first look, and I was I didn't like start bawling this time like I did with Jacqueline. And but I think I saved that for later because I did the first I did the father-daughter dance, and we played this Madison played this song called Baby Don't Cry by Jamie Johnson, and it's if you ever get a chance to listen to it, you'll see. I mean, it's really a beautiful song. And I used to play it for her when she was a little girl. And so then that song played. I was like, oh, my God, you got to be kidding me. So I knew I was a goner. I knew that this was going to be an emotional flashpoint for me. And so we were like singing the song to each other. And it was just an incredible moment. It was one of the most powerful moments of my entire life. Hands down, you know, top 10 all time. You know, right up there with the father-daughter dance for Jacqueline and I, and getting married and birth of your kids. Real, I mean, just remarkable. You're absolutely powerless to the emotions and the magnitude of such an incredible scenario. And so I even get choked up just thinking about it right now. Hey, Pooh Bear, you pop your head in here? What did you think when I was crying? What was going through your mind?
Oh, I was expecting it. It was just very sweet. If you wouldn't have cried, I would have been like, what the hell's wrong with you?
She just said, if you wouldn't have cried, I would have been like, what the hell is wrong with you? Yeah. Okay, thank you.
I'm organizing.
Thank you. She's organizing the closet. But then, so without saying names, because I'll just get in trouble, there's a couple of folks that were there who I was like, all right, just keep it simple. Try not to get cornered. And sure enough, I got cornered by this individual, and I knew this individual has a tendency to just say the wrong thing 10 out of 10 times. It's remarkable. And this person says, so you were really emotional on the dance floor for the father-daughter dance. What's the story behind that? And I'm like, okay, what's the story behind that? I don't know. I wanted to say, no, I didn't say this, but I wanted to say, well, what does your gut tell you? What do you think? Are you expecting something weird for me to say, or what? I don't understand. and especially such a humbling, emotional moment. Who would want to just break it down? I mean, my God. Tyler says, so you're retarded. What's the story behind that? Man Bun Chris says, my daughter just got married. That's the story behind that. And I'm not looking at the person. I'm kind of like, just like putting all sorts of body language. Like, I don't want to answer this question. I don't want to even be around you. Get the fuck away from me. And I go, it's a very emotional song for my daughter and I. And then next thing I know, the person's gone like a fart in the wind. I'm like, thank God. Fuck you, asshole. Fucking idiot. So stupid. So goddamn annoying. We only want to hear about the NFK. There's nothing to report, nothing silly. Looked like $1 million. I helped him get ready. It's all buttoned up, the tie, the shoes, ready to go. We had a friend of ours make this Asian food, and my God, did they do a job. It was so awesome. The speeches, Jacqueline's speech was outstanding. My speech, of course, legendary. You would expect nothing less. However, when I got done with the speech, people come up, oh my God, that was so awesome. I was laughing and crying at the same time, blah, 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 blah. But there was one person who said, hey, I was wondering where you were going with some of that. It was like you were fading in and out of good and bad. Or it was like, so I got another insult, and it was the same moron who asked about what's the deal with me crying with Madison. So of like the 2 times I talked to this joker, I got dickhead comments. Like, God, why do I even talk to you? Holy shit. And then they all started drinking heavily. We had 3 half gallons of vodka. And I'm not kidding you. 30 minutes in, we had to make a vodka run to get 3 more 1/2 gallons of vodka. We drank 3 gallons. They drank 3 gallons of vodka. And these people were bombed. Oh, my God. And I think there was one lesbian makeout session that occurred. Maddie was telling me that 2 of the lesbians there got a little frisky. Did you hear about that, Pooh? There was one guy there who is, according to Madison and Ash, he's really gay. He's so gay, I thought he wanted to be referred to as a chick, but not the case. He was wearing a one of those skirt/rompers, mini skirt/ a romper, one piece, kind of like deal. Black, looked like a little black skirt that came down to mid-thigh on the dude. Beautifully shaved legs and these high heels like you wouldn't believe. Makeup, earrings, the nails perfectly done. Oh, my God. And I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. This is where we're at. Man Bun Chris says, how were his toes, Easy? Closed toed shoes, so I couldn't see the little piggies. But nevertheless, and I said, so is that a chick? They go, no, it's a dude. Just really gay. Really gay. I go, oh, okay. Gotcha. It was quite an adventure. And you had a real culture shock there because the only people that I'm concerned with are my family. Okay? My family in particular. I mean, this is way different for some of these folks, and I'm like, oh boy, I'm not gonna. I don't know. I didn't want to. I didn't want to get involved in too many conversations. Let's just put it that way. I just kind of jab and move to the next table. Hello, you having a good time? Just trying to work the room. I didn't want to get cornered in any way, shape, or form. The only time I got cornered was when Douche asked me why was I crying on the dance floor. But it was really, really great. I was just so proud of them. And there was one moment though where you see Pooh Bear has an issue, and I've talked about this before. Sometimes she gets choked on food, and it has to do, I guess, with her like the tube. Is that called the esophagus? For some reason, hers, she gets like blockages. Like and hers is more narrow than most people's. And supposedly there's a procedure that you can get where Tyler, he works in the medical field. He says esophageal stricture. And I remember there was one moment where she was here at the house and she was so blocked that we jumped in the car to go to the hospital. And then she barfed in the car, and it worked. She goes, oh, it's fixed. And she had an appointment to get a procedure done where they actually somehow make that opening bigger. I think they stretch it somehow, which sounds ridiculous. And I think now it happened where she got choked at the wedding. So I'm sitting next to her, and I can just tell by her posture and the look on her face that she was having an issue. And so I said, hey, everything okay? And she indicated that the food was stuck. She can still breathe. It's not like blocking the windpipe, but it makes her feel terrible, and she's going to puke. So, all right, well, how about we just quietly sneak out, and I'll walk out there with you. And she didn't want to go into the bathroom because, there's other stalls in case someone walks in and she's blowing chunks in the bathroom. So she goes, let's go outside. I go, that sounds great. So she got this really fabulous dress on. Her hair's all made up, her makeup, and she's going to go barf in the parking lot. So I go, okay, well, let's just sneak out to an area where it's like we'll duck out inconspicuously, and we'll go to an area by those bushes there, and nobody will see us. So I'm running interference. So she is there, and she's taking care of business. And I'm like looking out, and I'm rubbing her back. They're there. I'm doing all the right things. And keeping an eye out, looking right, looking left. Nobody's looking. I go, cool. This is going to resolve itself. And we go back inside and merge right into traffic. No big deal. Okay? And so this happens, and I go, you okay, honey? She says, yeah, I'm okay. I'm okay. Let's go back inside. Nobody knows. I go, you're right. We did a good job. We walk back in, and Ash's mother comes up and goes, oh, my God, are you okay? Like on the dance floor. And then, like, other people are gathered. Are you all right? Oh, my God, what happened? And the music stopped playing, and everyone's concerned. And I'm like, what the fuck happened? We went out, and we were the only people that knew this. How in the world? It's like The word spread like wildfire. So I sit down, I go, who the fuck talked about this? And I guess Jim, my son, was doing the universal sign for choke up to his throat. And, oh yeah, my mom. Can you believe that? Jim ratting you out about your choking issue? We worked hard to keep that on the down low, and then everybody knew. It was so embarrassing. I felt so bad for Pooh Bear. Poor thing. And so now everybody, I guess Justin and Jim, I mean, they as soon as they told Jackie, you might as well have grabbed the microphone and said, hey, guess what? Mother of the bride is in the parking lot puking. Because everybody knew. It was so stupid. Could not believe that. You're wondering, I'm looking at my notes. What the fuck does that say? I don't even know. That's about all I have concerning the wedding. It was just kind of like party went late, and then clean up the joint, get the hell out of there. We got a lot of leftover booze. You know, if I was a drinker, I'd have booze for the summer. We got way more than we needed, but outside of the vodka. But I guess that's what you want. You know, you don't want to run out. Didn't run out of food. Didn't run out of drink. Everybody had a great time. Ben Glaze says, I have that issue too. You have to get endoscopy done. Tyler says, I believe they can dilate that tube with a balloon if it isn't too complex. Luke says, I was hoping that people would think that you guys snuck out to bone. Yeah, right. All right. Let me see. Is there anything more I have to report on the wedding? No, I don't think so. Tyler says, how did the speeches go with the audio clips? Did I miss it? Speeches went great. Everything went as planned. Yes, we did use the clips. Everybody got a kick out of them. Worked them in nicely. Yeah, it was great. Really, really great. I want to update the Fatathon, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get after it. I am down 0.8 pounds. From 179 to 178.2. That puts me at minus 7.3 for 13 weeks. It's a slog. It is a slog. But still, that's not bad. I'll take it. Jeremy is down. Well, barely. He's what we would call flat. He dropped just 0.2, which puts him at minus 107 on the button over 41 weeks. Still, just remarkable to even say that. 107 pounds lost in 41 weeks. And Rebecca was at 276. Now she's at 274.9. She's down 1.1 pounds for a total of 19.7 over 20 weeks. Chris says, did Douche ask, what's the story behind the DS case? Why was Madison so emotional? Oh, douche. My God, the douche. Rebecca writes this, good morning, EZ. I hope everything went well with Madison and Ash's wedding this past weekend. I look forward to hearing all about it. Well, there you go. My week was great. I kept my momentum going from last week. I'm down 1.1 pounds from last week. I panicked for a minute thinking I had put weight on before I looked at my weigh-in for last week. That was a relief. I've been really conscious about portion control lately, and I felt awesome and strong while at the gym, still waiting for you to come work out with me. Anyhow, on to this coming week. Jeremy has a birthday. Uh-oh. he's having a pinball tournament to celebrate, and then we're heading up to Traverse City Saturday morning, because they're official. There's a pizza place up there that serves incredible Detroit-style pizza. Place is called Charles and Reed. My sister lives in Traverse City, so the plan is to crash there Saturday night. We spent a lot of yesterday binge-watching Breaking Bad. I've never seen it, and putting together Lego sets because we are nerds. Yeah, he said the same thing. And she writes, fantastic, have a fantastic week. Jeremy says a lot of the same thing. First off, Jeremy says, well, I lost something, but not as much as I have been losing. I was having a pretty good week, but the weekend definitely got me. Had a couple of drinks at the bar on Saturday. Had a big breakfast with Becky on Sunday, but I don't view lost 0.2 pounds as a loss. Maintaining is fine. It's something I need to learn how to do sometimes anyways. Yeah, if you think about it, at one point you're going to get to where you don't want to lose anymore, So it's you won't be losing weight then. Just as long as you're not gaining, then you're maintaining. So there you go. It's going to be a tricky week for me with my birthday being Friday, but I'm just going to take things one day at a time. And hopefully I'll be able to enjoy some pizza and cake in moderation. He talks about the Breaking Bad thing. Talks about the nerd shit. Good God, what the fuck is wrong with you two? And then he writes, Becky is very cool. We have plans for the end of the week to celebrate my birthday and for the weekend, and for the first time in a long time, I'm actually excited for my birthday. Normally it's just another day, but this year my friends are having a pinball tournament for me, and I'll be seeing Becky for an entire extra day. I'm very excited for the end of the week. So happy for you two. Look at you go. So great. All right. I've just spent part of the day trying to solve a mystery. And I think we're getting to a point in the household where we got to start thinking about getting, everybody on their own phone plan. Because I don't know if it's necessarily anybody's fault. In fact, I'm pretty sure it isn't. But I just had to spend an hour on the phone with AT&T, and it's, my God, just a shit show. Back up a little bit. I had to call the alarm company because I was canceling the alarm service here. And I was making a change, actually, to a different company. And one of the things that they do is the more information you give these people, the longer you're going to be on the phone. So I had to be very, very short with the guy. So I go, yes, I'd like to cancel. I was changing companies. And he says, why? And I'm like, well, I'm going to keep that to myself. He goes, well, yeah, but he starts trying to get it out of me. Why? And it took like 5 times the guy asking me the same question before he finally let up. And I said, yeah, I'm not willing to share that. I just want to cancel it. Because I know that the more information I give him, the more he's going to try to sell me. Now, I don't think it mattered because he tried to get my business back 3 separate times by lowering the price, which was $87 a month for monitoring service. By the time I hung up, I had him down to $35 a month. I'm still not interested, but it just goes to show you. We're all paying way too much for whatever the fuck it is. So I took care of that. Then I call AT&T, and I learned that of the 6 phone lines on the plan, 3 of those had shit I never signed up for. Oh, yeah, well, this phone plan has free HBO. And this phone plan has this, and this speed. And I go, yeah, what about the other 3? Oh, yeah, those are at the basic. I go, yeah, that's what I want. That's what I signed up for. It's remarkable how quickly they that changes. Like how? Because I'm looking at the bill and they spell it out for you. And like if you were to go back in all the different months for like the past 24 months, each one of those, you might see your bill went up $12. See why? And you click on it. And they do that repeatedly. And I'm like, how did any of this happen? No one. And I call the people that are on our phone plan, which is my family, and they're like, no, I never did that. I'm like, Jesus Christ, there's got to be something deceptive going on where this is happening. And then Jacqueline, she went on a trip out of country. I think she was in Mexico like 5 months ago. And she tried using her phone. And it went through, but they don't tell her. She has to find out later, like now, that when you go to make that call, they sign you up for a $50 international plan, one for a 1 week international plan. With they don't even, like if you make the call, it doesn't give you a message saying, hey, you're about to make a call and you're going to be charged $50. No, they just charge you the $50 fucking dollars. So annoying. Well, anyway, after I got off the phone today, I saved myself $200 a month. Tyler says, I don't allow my wife to go to Verizon without me now. She always comes home with a more expensive phone plan. Tyler also says, I hate canceling subscriptions over the phone. They make it such a pain in the ass. Yeah, they want to keep your business. And interestingly, you said that about your wife. I said to Pooh Bear, I go, can you call them about this confusion? She goes, you should do it because I don't want to relay to you what they're trying to relay to me. And I go, all right. So I did it. And yes, it ate a lot of my time, but I think that's pretty much, a given. Man Bun Chris says Breaking Bad is some show. Must watch. So, okay, you're going to do Breaking Bad, and then you have to do Better Call Saul. Well, you have to go Breaking Bad, El Camino, which is a movie, and then you have to do Better Call Saul. That's a summer, all of that. I mean, it might even be more. Tophus says they would have tried selling Diana way more. Bob says, I want to know why my cable/internet went from $90 to $380. Is that you saying that or what you think I would say? Pooh Bear? She's not here. Tyler says things women are inferior at. Driving and falling for shitty sales pitches. My God. All right. So that kind of was bubbling under. What a weekend, though. I have to tell you this. Tomorrow, the podcast is not going to be at its regularly scheduled time. I am hosting an event tomorrow at the time that the podcast is going on. So the podcast will be starting later. And I can't even say exactly what time. If I had to guess, it would be probably 3 o'clock for the free podcast. Yeah, it's going to be a long day. But I want to get the show in. And I've got something going on at Van Andel Arena. I guess it's one of the local banks is having like a celebration. I shouldn't say local. It's Huntington Bank. They're having like a regional party for their employees, and it's at the Van Andel Arena. And somehow my name got dropped. And I have to, hey, how you doing? All right, let's welcome out the president of the bank, so-and-so. Ben Glaze is here. He says Patreon after dark. I don't know if it'll be that late. Speaking of Patreon, last week we missed because of the rehearsal dinner, which I was the last one to figure that out. I'm guessing we'll be getting after it on Thursday this week. Ben Glaze, let me know if that'll work for you. For Who Are These Free Beers and the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. All right. If you are enjoying the show on Facebook and YouTube, I appreciate you so much. But the rest of the show is going to be available over on Twitch. Twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. Twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. Nick, I see you. I see you, Nick. I'll come say hi. Get some of the new pose. Anyway. As well, you can email me anytime you want, eric@ericzaneshow.com on the Shoreliners Striping inbox. Please do that. Patreon, patreon.com/Eric Zane. If you want the extra content, you can sign up for 7 days free. patreon.com/Eric Zane. Facebook and Twitch brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. Irvine's 616-532-6600, an outstanding place to get your vehicle repaired. They are awesome over there. ervines.com. That's ervines.com. If you need anything at all, one of the best parts about Irvine's is that they have free loaner cars. Not every shop has that, okay? You have the best technical expertise, constantly being updated. The techs have to go to these follow-up schools to learn the newest cutting-edge technology so that they can repair EVs and hybrids and just, well, regular old combustion vehicles. And not only that, when you go there, they have a loaner car waiting for you. Just reach out to them and ask about the details, 616-532-6600. And I love that the loaner cars are free. That is a reason to bang on the door of Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV. 616-532-6600. And then Megan says, plus you get to talk to me, which I have to admit, your phone skills are just so fantastic. I mean, when you call and Megan picks it up, you just know you're dealing with a top-notch individual. So sweet. Or her mother. Or whoever else answers the phone. Who else would answer the phone? Steve? No. Either way, good group over there at Irvine's, ervines.com for hours of operation, location, and whatnot. ervines.com. Amber mostly, but then Steve too. I love Amber. She's great. Okay, very cool. Also, Frank Fuss, My Policy Shop Insurance. You can reach out to Frank at buyinsurancehere.com. That is BUY, insurancehere.com. If you need any help with Obamacare, whatever it may be, or as it's known, healthcare.gov, Frank will help you out. You do not pay for Frank's services. He's hooked you up with an insurance policy through the marketplace, and he gets paid by the insurance companies. That's how it works. Go to buyinsurancehere.com. That's buyinsurancehere.com for more details. Type of person who would utilize the marketplace would be person in between jobs, self-employed, or perhaps the boss does not offer health care. Head over to buyinsurancehere.com for more info. Berlin Raceway. We had a great time over the weekend. It was Ben Glaze, EZ, Kevin Kuipers, Sarah Rookruck-Roosh, her husband Brad Rookruck-Roosh, and Pooh Bear and myself. BerlinRaceway.com for tickets. This weekend, it's the ARCA races on Saturday. Tickets are $20 in advance. A little bit more pricey, but still a great deal for ARCA Racing. ARCA. You get them at BerlinRaceway.com. $20 when you get them at 11:59 by 11:59 p.m. on Friday at BerlinRaceway.com. Had a great time over the weekend at Berlin. All right. Got a video I want to share with you. So if you're listening on the audio podcast, my apologies. By the way, one quick thing. Over at Berlin, they had some company that was cooking up sausage. And they had free samples, but the free samples were huge. I think they probably cooked up like $500,000 in sausage, these folks, whoever they are. I don't remember, which is remarkable that I didn't remember that. Well, it's not remarkable that I don't remember, but I feel bad for them. Sarah, do you know who those people were so that I can mention them? They had a tent, and they were cooking the food, and you could go and you could try it, and the point is it's promotional. Sarah writes Grilling Company. It's only called Grilling Company? Grilling Company. Let's see here. Yeah, it is. Let me show these folks some love. They're a good group over there. So the Grilling Company was there. Oh, I don't want to subscribe. Come on now. And Sarah's husband, Brad, he ate so much free sausage. My God, like every 10 minutes he was going to take a piss and get more sausage. I think I need to reach out to these folks. It was really, really great food. Nice job to the good folks at the Grilling Company for giving away a ton of free food at Berlin Raceway. You're very generous. Oh, I see what's going on. They got all like the spices and stuff. My God, they do catering too. Yeah, these folks are right up my alley. Outstanding. Yes, in Comstock Park, the Grilling Company over in West River Drive. Fantastic food, Chris says. Megan says, I like Brad's style. The Smoke Ring Barbecue Pellets was the other sponsor. Yeah, they had like the tent up, right? So two different companies. Sarah knows more about this than I do. All right. This is something I wanted to show you, so if you're listening to the audio podcast, you'll have to click on the link. This pitcher's on the mound, and he's doing his warm-up pitches. The game hasn't even started yet. He's just warming up. He's on the mound. He's throwing it to the catcher. Now, if you don't know anything about baseball, one of the things, when the pitcher is done with his warm-up pitches, he'll throw the last one, and then the catcher will yell, coming down! And then he'll catch that final pitch, and he'll pop up, and he'll throw it to second, like he's throwing out a guy stealing second base or attempting to throw him out, and he'll whip it to over the pitcher's head to the second baseman. Except this time, this catcher did not throw it over the pitcher's head. He hit the pitcher in the fucking head. Bad. And fucked him up. So this is that moment. It's incredible.
Inning, and Ryan Weathers was finishing his warm-up pitches, and all of a sudden he went down. But we'll take a look at this on the around the horn and the throw down to second, and it got him in the head on the throw from Fortes, and down he went. Just out of the blue.
That was like a bullet.
And boy, you can only hope, number one, that he is all right.
The catcher's like, oh, I'm such an asshole.
The Marlins trainer
What an asshole.
there
How the
to
fuck did he do that?
talk with them and try to figure
I would fire him right there and say, take the gear off. Get the fuck out of here.
out the next step. I don't know that I've ever seen that. And boy, when he went down,
You know, he said, I don't know if I've ever seen that. And I know I haven't either. But I guess the thing is, you would think that would happen more because, the catcher's throwing it to the second baseman, but all it takes is one bit of an errant throw and you're going to hit the guy.
there was immediate concern.
I got to go back to that shot again. That was something. My God.
Ryan Weathers was finishing his
Ryan
warm-up
Weathers,
pitches.
I guess he's okay.
And all of a sudden, he went down. But we'll take a look at this on the around the horn and the throw down to second, and it got him in the head on the throw from Fortes, and down
God
he went.
Damn, is that intense? Jesus.
Just out of the blue. And boy, you can only hope, number one, that
God, did he eat that pitch? Megan says that catcher who threw the ball is a cutie. Yeah, he is. Megan, who sees a lot of youth sports, she says they start doing this when they're 8. How does this happen? My God. Boy, did he let him have that. Ladies and gentlemen, Jared Leto had a weird weekend. He is denying allegations of inappropriate behavior with underage women. This story came out on Saturday. Multiple women are saying that Jared Leto, he's a weird looking dude, Jared Leto. He just, something about him. I don't know if it's that hair or those eyes, but he looks strange to me. And I didn't know he was that old. He's 53. So these women have banded together and have said, all right, that he behaved inappropriately when they were kids. A representative for Leto said all of the allegations are expressly denied. The representative for Leto also denied an earlier allegation from Allie Talese, who is a DJ, who posted last month in a since expired Instagram story that she was assaulted and traumatized by Leto when she was 17. In a 2012 Facebook status update that she reposted on Instagram, Talese wrote, "You're not really in LA until Jared Leto tries to force himself on you backstage in a kilt and a snow hat." Boy, those are awfully specific details. The representative said that Ms. Talese's allegations are demonstrably false. One woman, model Laura LaRue, said that in 2008, Jared Leto approached her at a benefit in California and asked her how old she was. She said, "I'm 16. Then 36 years old, Leto asked for her number. She said she was living in I don't know how to say this, Ojai, California at the time, but that they began emailing, and that she eventually went to visit him in Los Angeles in 2009. Okay, now I want to ask, why are you visiting him? I remember him teasing me the whole time I was there. She said he was flirting with me. He'd lean in close, then pull away like it was a game. All right, look, if she's 16 and he's doing that, that's horrible. Ultimately, that is terrible. But what the fuck? Is there anybody that is a parent figure in your fucking life? Anyway, LaRue said she continued visiting Leto sporadically and claimed that on one occasion when she was 17, he walked out of a room completely nude. A representative for Leto told Airmail that the actor's communications with LaRue contained nothing sexual or inappropriate, adding that Miss LaRue later applied to work as Mr. Leto's personal assistant, further underscoring the absence of anything inappropriate in any of their interactions. Another unidentified model, staff meeting coming up in 4 minutes, said Leto grabbed her arm while she was on her way to the bathroom at a cafe and got her number. Days later, the actor, who would have been in his 30s at the time, called her home in the middle of the night and invited her to a party at his house, which she declined. Leto continued to call her over the next 3 weeks, always very in the middle of the night. And then the conversations turned sexual, with the actor asking inappropriate questions about her past sexual experiences. The woman said she was shaken by Leto's behavior, and her mother, who said she overheard one of the phone calls, vouched for her daughter's account. He changed his voice the way he talked. It scared me, the woman told Airmail, which is the publication. Another woman said she began a texting relationship with Leto when she was underage. She said things could turn uncomfortable when she visited his home with the actor asking her sexual questions. In an alleged encounter when she was 18, the woman claimed Leto suddenly pulled his penis out and started masturbating. Then walked over, grabbed my hand, and put it on him. Leto's representative denied the allegations. All right. He won Best Supporting Oscar for Dallas Buyers Club, starred in films like Morbius and House of Gucci, and is the front man to the band 30 Seconds to Mars. He also stars in Disney's upcoming Tron sequel. All right, are we to a point in time, though? Hasn't the pendulum swung away from Me Too? I mean, back then, if you even made just a small percentage of these same allegations, the person who did it was like murdered. Time will tell if these accusations stick. Tyler asked the same question I asked. Why are young people visiting him? That is very, very strange. Perhaps they're starstruck, you know? I mean, I know if I was 16 or 17 and a young actor invited me to his house and whipped out his penis, I would consider touching it. Ojai is how you pronounce that city in California. Thank you. Did I say it right? Chris says, if you use a fancy word like demonstrably in your statement of denial, then you know he's guilty. Folks, it's meeting time. Thank you for being here. I'll be back in a little bit after the meeting. Thanks. All right, that is Act 1 of the podcast. Act 2 is available right after this one. Go check it out. What are you doing? Don't miss a second of it. Thank you so much.